Ta-da!
Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming in Lund, Sweden. For today's video, we will be playing Day 18 of Battle for the Borderlands. The fight today will be between the Savage Orcs and the Empire Gunners. Let's go ahead and take a look at the warbands and take a look at the board. For our first warband, we have the Savage Orcs using the green dice today. They are led here by a Savage Orc, Kratak. Now he is joined by his dogs of war. One of them has handcrafted ammo, ignore long distance penalty. The other one has the blade of prescient perfection, which the always strikes first special rule. And the last one is the regimental standard. In addition to our leader, we have two additional Savage Orcs. We have a stone troll and one more orc error boys for 100 points of the Savage Orcs. For our second warband now, we have the Empire Gunners using the blue dice today. They are led by our leader Detlev Wehausen, who is a marksman, which means he has an additional wound and a good ballistic skill. He is joined now by three dogs of war. One has the regimental standard, who will be a spearman, and then we have two more gunners, one with handcrafted ammo, and the other one with the last chance, which allows to hit an automatic wound. So there you go, 100 points of the Empire Gunners. Here is the field we will be playing on today, a 4-foot by 4-foot battlefield with the snowy theme. We are once again in the northern region of the Borderlands. We have a little bit of a watchtower in the center, and it looks like the village is built up around that. We can think of it as perhaps people who are working for the army back in the day before the Borderlands became wastelands. So this will be the background upon which we are playing. Let's go ahead and roll for deployment. And here we go. It will be the Savage Orcs. They deploy first. Here we are with the Savage Orc deployment. Over on the far left, we have our guy with the handcrafted ammo. Here we have our prescient blade, our leader next to our troll and our banner, because we want to make sure he's not stupid the whole time. A couple more Savage Orcs and another arrow boy here. Over on the other side now, we have got the Empire kind of crunched over into one corner. We've got our two surefire shooters up here with a little bit of a bird's eye view. Over here we've got our line of spears with our banner and our leader up here, also with a little bit of a perch there. So let's go ahead and roll for the Empire to see if they will begin. On a 1 to 5, the Empire decides who starts. So the Empire will begin with first turn. Okay, this played into my strategy here now. I think I'm actually going to try and take all these guys around the flank and give them cover here from that archer and bring them around and try to actually come onto the side. We've got that whole tower between us and the enemy, and so they've got a long way to get to us. And there's their final position. And all these guys are out of range right now, so let's go ahead and march them as well. And that will be their final position there. That is the end of Empire turn 1. Let's go on to Savage Orc turn 1. Okay, we've got no charges to declare, but if we want to get over to these guys, we need to do some marching. So let's go full speed ahead, and we will actually head out this direction. There are their final positions. We actually had an archer come this way. We're going to try and get around here and flank them for some shots. The other archer went over here. He only moved so he can get off a shot. Which he does have line of sight on that Empire spearman right there. Everyone else just moved up a little bit closer. Shooting up here now, we need a 5. We ignore the long distance. Got it. What are we going to 4? No. All right, end of the Orc and Goblin turn. Let's move to Empire turn 2. All right, we've got no charges to declare, but let's keep on moving these guys, marching them up into this area. And there's their final position. Shooting phase, we didn't move any of these guys this turn, and they are within, just within their long range of attacking some guys here. All right, if you can see here from this perspective, all three of the gunners have line of sight onto the banner, but the troll and everyone else is hidden by that bridge. So let's go ahead and shoot at the banner. Our marksman here with his distance penalty is going to be hitting on a 3, and he ignores distance penalty, so we got two guys hitting on 3s. There's one attack, one hit, and this guy now is hitting on a 4. So we've got 2 hits. And hitting now on 4s, this is huge. No! With those unsuccessful shots, we end our turn. Let's go over to Orc and Goblin, turn 2. Savage Orcs have nothing to fear, so they're going to just keep on pushing forward. Let's have our archers not march, but everyone else can march. And there are their final positions right there. Archer coming around, getting within range. And appropriately enough, our stone troll is now on top of the bridge instead of under the bridge. Shooting phase, let's have this guy shoot over here onto him. He'll be hitting on a 6. No. Second, this guy, let's have him fire over here onto, let's not do the leader, let's do the other guy with the last chance right there. Hitting on a 5, no. End of the Savage Orc turn. Empire, you have got some low dangling fruit here. Let's go for some charges. It just occurred to me though, we haven't been taking his stupid test, which we should have done twice. Let's go ahead and see how it would have went. We would have got it on the first one. Here's the second one. Yeah, we got it. So he is not stupid. All right, let's have these 4 Empire charge up into this guy. He's immune to psychology because of his stupidity, so he will hold. In addition, we'll send 3 guys into him, and he will hold, and we will send 3 guys into the Error Boy, and he will take a shot on the first one. So let's move out these other ones first, and then we'll do the stand and shoot on the Error Boy. Okay, we got all 4 in here. 2 made it in here. That guy failed his charge. Let's take these 3 now. This guy, first guy, gonna come in here. Let's do a stand and shoot. Hitting on a 5. No. Let's go ahead and see if they get in. 6 inches plus their 4, 10. And that is just barely enough for him to get in here. And let's go ahead and roll the other 2 off camera. So 2 make it in and 1 more fails. Let's go ahead and do remaining moves, and we will slide these guys up behind our troops. Okay, there we have our battle standard in to support our combats, and our other guy slides up here. Shooting phase, let's go ahead and shoot all 3 of these gunners over onto those Savage Orcs. Unobstructed line of sight, so 3 shots. This guy and this guy hitting on 3s. Yes, 2 hits, and the guy in the middle hitting on a 4. No, so 2 hits. Wounding now on 3s. And we got 1 wound, 6+ ward save. For the war paint, we got a 5, so no. 1 of the Savage Orcs will be gone. All right, we'll take this guy off the front, which means that we need to have a panic test for this guy, and for our leader. Starting here, leadership 7 with the reroll. Got it with double 1s. Next, let's go on to our leader, leadership 7. No, that's a 9 reroll. He got it with a 4, and finally our banner. Reroll that one. No, and with the reroll. No, so our banner is going to flee. He's going to turn around and go how far? 9 inches away from the nearest enemy. And the nearest enemy is up on the bridge, so he will turn around and take off all the way over here, pretty much out of combat. No one will get his benefit anymore. All right, let's move on to combat. We've got 3 combats here, 1 on the hill and 2 on the bridge. You shall not pass. Let's start with this attack here. We've got 2 spearmen on that Error Boy, hitting on 4s. Yeah, wounding on 4s. And there is 1 wound. 6+ save. Yes! And actually it is a 5 to wound because he has toughness 4, but we got it with a 6 anyway. All right, coming back now, hitting on 4s. Yeah, and wounding on a 4. That looks like it is a 5, so that is successful. 6+ save. No. So we'll take 1 of these guys off right here. They lose the combat now by 1. Leadership 7 down to 6 with a reroll. And we got it. All right, over to this one. We have the Prescient Blade, so he gets to start. And he will be hitting now on a 4. Yeah, and wounding on a 4. And yes, do we have a 6+ save? No, so that guy goes down. Coming back on a 4. No. Losing combat by 1. We're down to a 6. No, what a reroll. No, double 6s. So he is going to take off and run how far? 3 inches. And here's the crazy thing now. When he takes off, this guy will have to roll for panic, and this guy as well, but he's going to go 3 inches, which will take him directly across his banner, which is going to cause the banner itself to have a panic test. So let's take him around and whoop. See if we can get him out of there. Bring him across. He's going to end up 1 inch behind his banner, which is pretty much right there. Let's go ahead and roll some panic tests for these 2 in the banner last. First this guy, and no, re-rolling 7, and he makes it. Next guy, no, re-roll, come on, and he gets it with a 6. Now for the banner, 8, no, re-rolling. We need this. 3, he gets it, clutch. Final combat now. These 4 spearmen on that stone troll. Here we go, hitting on 4s. Wow, not good. And wounding on a 5. Got it. 5+ scaly, and he gets it. 3 attacks coming back on 4s, and we got 2 hits. Wounding on 2s with no possibility for saves, and he gets it. So we have 2 of these guys are gonna be done. Losing combat by 2, they're down to a leadership of 5 on a reroll. 6, they missed it with their banner. 4, they stick around. That brings us to the end of the Empire turn. This is a really good game on the bridge. Let's go ahead now and take Savage Orc turn 3. Charges to declare. Let's have this guy charge the banner. Banner will hold. Let's have this guy also charge over the banner, and the banner will hold. And this guy charge. Let's charge this first guy here, and he will. Here's all things turned out. That guy made it into combat, and these two also made it into combat. Let's go ahead and do some compulsory moves over here to try and save our banner. On a 7, yeah. So he actually is able to turn around and come back into combat. Remaining moves, let's go ahead and move this guy up his 4-inch movement, so he will be at least closer to shooting over there. So shooting phase, let's go over here onto, no, let's go over on the guy with the 1 shot there. We are long range and we move, so we're hitting on a 6. All right, let's do some combat starting here with these guys. The Empire is hitting on a 4, wounding on a 5. Yes, and we have a 6+ save. No, so that archer is destroyed. Next combat here, this guy still has higher initiative, so he's hitting on a 4, wounding on a 5. No. Coming back now with 2 attacks because we are frenzied. We are going to be hitting on 4s. Yeah. Strength higher, so wounding on a 3, no. Up here on the bridge now, we've got 2 of the Empire hitting on 4s. That's 1 hit. Wounding on a 5, no. 3 attacks back on 4s. Wounding on 2s, and there are both of them are gone. Last combat, let's have our banner go into the Savage Orc, hitting on a 4, wounding on a 4. Excuse me, wounding on a 5, but that doesn't wound anyway. Coming back now, both of them will be hitting on 3s, 2 hits, and wounding also on 3s. So there is 1 wound. 6+ save, no. So the banner is done. Panic test for these guys, no reroll because the banner just went out. 8, no, he is gone. He's gonna turn and run 3 inches. This guy, no, and he will turn and run 5. There are their final positions, running away from the nearest enemy, which is in this case is this guy. That will take them right there. That is the end of the Savage Orc turn right now, and we are 1 person away from the Empire needing to take a route test, but they will not need to take it now on the start of their turn. Empire, turn 4. Charges, we've got only 1. This one will charge here, and he's in combat, so he will need to hold. Compulsory moves, let's go ahead and try and get these guys rallied. First guy gets it on a 4. Second guy here, no, and he's going to continue on for 8 inches. And last one here, rallying on a 5. He gets it too, so we'll turn him around. Okay, no remaining moves. Let's go ahead and do some shooting. Let's have all 3 of these guys take shots over onto that stone troll. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound. 5+ becomes a 6+. And no. And we've got a 4+ ward. No. So he takes a wound. All right, combat. We've got 1 right here. 2 hits on 4s. No. Coming back on a 4. Got it. Wounding on a 3. And it's a wound. 6+. No. So he goes down. Ah! Losing by 1 there. 7 is down to a 6. And he fails. No banner. So he's going to turn around and flee 8 inches. Let's go ahead and pursue. Got it with a 9. And that will bring him right over here for his final position. Okay, Orcs and Goblins, turn 4. Let's go ahead. Charges to declare. All right, let's charge in right here. These guys can't miss. Boom, boom. Let's have this guy also come in. Boom, like so. Charge from here to here. Yeah, that's going to make it. Remaining moves, this guy is going to just march right up to here. Shooting phase, let's shoot with this guy right over here to the handcrafted ammo. And here we go, hitting on a 5, wounding on a 4, no. Combat phase, well, this poor guy, we know how this is going to end. Let's just pull him right away. And the final combat here, Empire hitting on a 4, that's a miss. 2 attacks coming back, no. So there we have the conclusion of the Savage Orc turn. And the Empire is really getting pounded. They have fallen now below their threshold. We're going to have to take a route test. Let's go on to turn 5, Empire. Start with a route test. And here now is the route test for the Empire on a 7. No, and they get an 11. The Empire turns tail and takes off the battlefield, leaving the Savage Orcs victorious. Pretty amazing game here. I realize as well, though, that we forgot to roll the stupidity test again for our troll, which is something we really have to be better about doing, but he got it with a 6. We'll try to remember that in the next round. Keep rolling stupidity tests. But the troll was really a pretty powerful player in this. I think that was part of the reason that they pulled off this victory. Let's go ahead and figure out the upgrades for our leader. Okay, here we go. Kratak rolling on the leadership table for his upgrades. And we have an 8. Heroic Resolve. Your leader gains +1 leadership. Well, that's really good. So +1 leadership will bring him now up to a leadership of 8. With that victory, the Savage Orcs now advance to round 3, where they will eventually take on the Dwarf Slayers. For the next game, we will be looking at the Shooty Sea Guard versus the powerful Dwarf Miners. That should be an interesting game, so please do stay tuned. Thank you for joining us here today at Gray Army Gaming, where Gray can always play.